Alright, we have 6 main protagonists. We may as well have a go at villains while we're at it. So after part 2 of this video series, I realized I was really starting to get a story going with these characters, especially with Starcolor and Prism. If you haven't seen them, definitely check out part 1 and part 2 of this video before watching this one, because I'm going to be adding on to the lore of the previous videos. But I had chat developing some pretty hero-like characters for me, and I was like, alright, well, we have the heroes, but we also need the villains. So of course, I went into chat. I said, chat, please help me make some villains, and chat was very kind and helped me make some villains. So let's take a look at the designing process of these villains, and then I want to go more into how they would fit into the story of the previous 6 characters we've made. ChatGPT was very awesome, gave me some very lovely characters to design, so let's go ahead and read what it had to say for character number 1, Maelstrom. Tribe, Sea-Wing. Appearance. Maelstrom is a striking sea wing with a unique and mesmerizing appearance. They possess scales that shimmer with a deep, dark indigo hue, reflecting the depths of the ocean. Their scales have a pearlescent quality, catching and reflecting light in shades of blue and purple. Maelstrom has a sleek and streamlined body, perfect for swift underwater movements. They have slender, long wings that resemble the graceful fins of a manta ray. Maelstrom's eyes are a piercing aquamarine, glowing with an enigmatic intensity. Personality. Maelstrom is mysterious and enigmatic, shrouded in an aura of darkness and secrecy. They are manipulative and cunning, skilled at using their persuasive charm to lure others into their web of deception. They are power-hungry and have a deep-seated desire for control, willing to go to extreme lengths to achieve their goals. Maelstrom is adept at exploiting others' weaknesses and manipulating their emotions for their own advantage. Background. Born into a lesser-known sea-wing family, Maelstrom grew up feeling overlooked and underestimated. Seeking power and recognition, they turned to ancient forbidden knowledge hidden deep within the underwater caverns. They stumbled upon forgotten relics and dark artifacts, which granted them enhanced abilities and access to sinister magic. Consumed by a thirst for dominance, Maelstrom abandoned their tribe, embracing the path of a villain. Abilities. Maelstrom possesses the typical sea-wing abilities, including the ability to breathe underwater and excellent swimming skills. However, they have delved into forbidden and twisted magic, granting them additional powers that strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. Maelstrom has mastered the art of manipulating water, able to shape it into powerful tendrils that can ensnare their opponents. They can summon fierce whirlpools and tidal waves to wreak havoc upon their adversaries. Their most feared ability is their control over darkness. Maelstrom can summon inky shadows, concealing themselves and others within a shroud of impenetrable darkness. They can manipulate and solidify shadows into tangible forms, using them as deadly weapons or to create illusions that deceive and disorient their foes. Maelstrom's mastery over darkness allows them to move silently and undetected, striking from unexpected angles with deadly precision. Driven by their hunger for power and control, Maelstrom seeks to destabilize the existing order of Pyria. They aim to seize the underwater territories and expand their influence beyond the ocean depths, forging alliances with other villainous forces and manipulating events from the shadows to achieve their ultimate goal of becoming the dominant force in the world of dragons. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out when making these characters using ChatGPT is, since the program is following sort of a formula, the 3 characters I make in this video are pretty basic, but I think it can be fun to work with, and I can figure out my own ways to make them unique, and sometimes it's fun to just have a I'm evil just cuz villain. And another thing is, chat kind of goes ham with the powers that it gives the characters. It doesn't always match what the Wings of Fire canon really says is possible. So in order for Maelstrom to have these abilities over the shadows and the ability to control water, I gave them these horn rings, and I had it so those are animus touched, and those are what give them their powers. Because as I said in part 2, in this world there is going to be a shop of sorts where dragons will sell animus touched items, because I believe This story that we're making will be set far in the future in a place where animus magic is back and the world is figuring out ways to make things balanced when it comes to that. And one of those things is the sharing of animus-touched objects, and we can see maybe it's not a perfect system because dragons like Maelstrom will come into power with some pretty gnarly abilities. So that's how I'm justifying chat giving this dragon all these arcane powers, because I feel like there are very set rules in the Wings of Fire universe that say, hey, these are the powers dragons have, these are the powers dragons don't have, and this is what dragons can have, this is what dragons can't have. And I feel like chat is not following those rules, but it's not a bad thing. It's pretty cool, and I'm liking working with it so far, especially with character number 2, and that is Wildfire. So let's talk about our second villain, Wildfire. Tribe, Skywing, appearance. Wildfire is a Skywing with a mesmerizing and striking appearance. His scales are a rich, fiery red, reminiscent of a blazing sunset. He possesses a muscular and imposing build. Wildfire's wings are large and robust, with a vibrant orange and yellow gradient that resembles the flickering flames. His eyes are a piercing golden color, reflecting his intense determination and ambition. He has sharp, formidable claws and elongated horns that curve gracefully backwards. Personality. Wildfire is a charismatic and manipulative dragon known for his cunning and ruthlessness. He is an expert at using his charm and persuasive skills to sway others to his cause. Wildfire is fiercely ambitious and will stop at nothing to achieve his goals, even if it means sacrificing others. He is a master of deception, able to mask his true intentions and play his enemies like puppets. Wildfire possesses a volatile temper and can be explosively aggressive when crossed. Background. Wildfire was once a revered member of the Skywing royal family. However, he grew disillusioned with the monarchy's perceived weaknesses and their failure to expand Skywing dominance over other tribes. This led him to rebel against his own family, seeking power and control outside of the traditional hierarchy. Wildfire sought forbidden knowledge and ancient artifacts, delving into dark rituals and dark magic to enhance his own abilities. Wildfire possesses the typical Skywing abilities, including powerful flames and the ability to withstand high temperatures. However, he has honed his fire-breathing skills to an extraordinary level, able to unleash scorching blasts that can melt through even the strongest defenses. Wildfire's flames have an uncanny accuracy, allowing him to pinpoint and strike his enemies with deadly precision. In addition to his formidable fire abilities, Wildfire has delved into forbidden elemental magic. He has gained control over the destructive forces of lightning, able to summon bolts of electrifying energy and channel it through his claws for devastating melee attacks. This combination of fire and lightning makes him a fearsome opponent in both ranged and close combat. So yeah, as we can see, chat is just handing out the superpowers. Wildfire has lightning powers, which I honestly think is perfect for a Skywing. I really like that, and I gave him a little nose horn? Is that what these things are called? I don't even know what they're called, but I gave him a little ring on his nose horn right there, and that's what gives him his lightning powers. And I honestly was not having fun designing him during the line art stage because I felt like I was drawing the most basic Skywing ever. But when I got to the coloring stage, things definitely got more fun. Chat gave me some fun colors and designs to work with, like how it said he has that orange that looks like flames on his wings. And so far, here's what I'm thinking. So the 3 villains that we're making in this video are going to work together. And I really felt like Maelstrom would be the whiny one who's like, oh, I need to get everything I want, and we're all doing this mainly so I can get everything I want, right? And when things don't go their way, they're like, hey guys, you're forgetting about me and how I'm the most important one here. And I feel like Wildfire would be the aggressive one. He would be the one who's most out there and most obvious with what he wants. And since Wildfire grew up in the royal Skywing family, I feel like he would have those leadership skills and is just the most like aggressive and out there and fighting for what he wants villain. And now I want to talk about the third villain, Frostbite. So let's hear what chat has to say about Frostbite, and then I'll explain how I think she would fit into this story. Name, Frostbite. Tribe, Icewing. Appearance, Frostbite is an Icewing with an exceptionally rare and striking appearance. Her scales are an icy white, shimmering with a hint of silver. She possesses a lithe and graceful frame, adorned with delicate silver patterns resembling frost on her wings and tail. Her eyes are a piercing blue, icy and calculating. Frostbite's horns are long and sharp, curving gracefully backward. Personality. Frostbite is known for her ruthlessness and icy demeanor. She is cunning and manipulative, skilled at using her charm to deceive others. She is highly intelligent, often strategizing and carefully calculating her moves. Frostbite is power-hungry and relentless in her pursuit of dominance. She is known to be merciless, showing no remorse for those who stand in her way. Frostbite has a talent for psychological manipulation, exploiting the weaknesses and fears of her enemies. Background. Born into a prominent Icewing family, Frostbite was raised with the expectation of greatness. However, she harbored a deep resentment towards the Icewing monarchy, viewing it as oppressive and flawed. Fueled by a desire to reshape the Icewing society in her own image, Frostbite turned to forbidden magics and dark arts. She delved into ancient Icewing legends and discovered forgotten secrets that she believed would grant her the power she craved. Abilities. Frostbite possesses the typical Icewing abilities of producing frost breath and enduring freezing temperatures. However, she has delved deeper into the realm of forbidden ice magic. She can conjure blizzards at will, summoning powerful gusts of freezing winds and projectiles made of razor-sharp ice shards. Frostbite has also mastered the art of cryomancy, able to shape ice into deadly weapons and constructs. Driven by her ambition and her twisted vision of reshaping the Icewing society, Frostbite seeks to overthrow the Icewing monarchy and establish herself as the sole ruler, imposing her own ideals upon her tribe. She believes that only through her ruthless control can the Icewings reach their true potential. And with that, I'm going to say that this final character, Frostbite, would be the most level-headed of the three, and the one who's most reasonable when it comes to getting what all three of them want. Maelstrom would be the one to jump on things and be like, oh, I want to do this, we should do it now. Wildfire would be the one like, yeah, let's do it. And Frostbite would be the one to say, hey, no, let's think about things first. And the interesting thing is, chat said both Frostbite and Wildfire want to take over their monarchies. And I think the reason they would be working together is perhaps before all three of them got these animus-touched objects, they all had the desire to have control, and they all had similar ideals. And so they all went on a trip together to this animus trading center. And now they're all trying to help each other out, you know? Help each other take over the world. Real sweet stuff. But I really like the idea of these three low-key being best friends, and maybe at some point they realize they have to choose between each other and their hunger for power. I think they'd be a very fun trio dynamic to write, with Frostbite being the reasonable one, Maelstrom being the whiny one, and Wildfire being the confident, aggressive one. And I also put for Frostbite that she always has headaches, just because I feel like Wildfire and Maelstrom would give her headaches all the time. Because it's kind of like she's taking care of two children. Even though they're her best friends, they don't think before they act. So yeah, we have our three villains that are best friends and also just plain evil. One of the things I noticed when having chat write the descriptions for these characters is that since it is following that formula, it gave a lot of basic and similar answers for all of them, in which all three of them are either charming or manipulative. But the way I'm justifying that is they're all best friends and have similar ideals, so that's why they're so similar in personality. And here's how they'd fit in this whole story. Now this story doesn't have a name yet. It's just Chloe and ChatGPT's Wings of Fire fan project, I guess. But we have our 6 protagonists, and I think the main character out of all of them would definitely be Starcaller, because I think they have the most potential for character growth, and they have a journey, which is to discover their sibling, Prism, and to find out who they are through experiences rather than just what they read. And if this story was a part of the official Wings of Fire series, I'd say there would be one main book, which would be from Starcaller's point of view, and then there would be two winglets, one from Ember's point of view and how she meets Nova and Citrus, since they're a fun little group that Starcaller comes across on their journey, and then the other winglet would be from Prism's point of view, since she is a pretty important character considering she is an all-wing. And then there would be a Legends book from the point of view of the three villains, and that would be about when they grew up and how they became friends and how they got their animus-touched objects and all their goals and motivations and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, this has been a really fun series to do because I do enjoy the visual character design process more than the written character creation process, because I find it's easier for me to develop a character through how they look rather than how I've written them. It was a lot of fun to have ChatGPT write these characters, and then I would go and design them and add upon their characters from what Chat gave me. This is definitely not the end of these 9 characters that we've designed here. I would love to do some scene animatics, I would love to do some art, I'd love to see your art and your ideas for the journey these characters could go on. But yeah, it's just been a really fun challenge to do this, and I'm really excited for what this story can be. And who knows, maybe I'll write those 4 books I mentioned. But for now, I'm just going to stick to just doing some fun short animatics, some art pieces, and seeing all of your ideas and drawings would be amazing. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed these past 3 videos. There's definitely more to come. And yeah, Phoenix Color for life.